So what I'm doing with my mentees is always getting clear on a plan. What do I want, right? And then getting clear of my own financial statement.
Hello and welcome again, Catching Secrets Insiders. This is Sarah Lindner again, and Bernie. Sarah Lindner is our real estate expert, and we are taking real estate also into consideration as an investment opportunity to diversify our portfolios. Especially important in these times when the financial world is experiencing so much volatility. Sarah, welcome. How are you?
Thanks. I'm very fine. Sun is shining here in northern Germany. It is so nice, and I hope the internet connection between Germany and Cyprus is also nice. I hope so.
So let me see. Seems good. A little bit windy today, but nevertheless, so we will have a great time. Okay, let's dive into today's topic. Today's topic is how to get started. I mean, let's imagine we have built up a portfolio. We have some stocks. We have invested in stocks, and maybe in cryptocurrencies, maybe in commodities, and we have built up a reasonable amount of money. And now I want to take the next step, and acquire some real estate. Where do I start? How much money do I need? So what can I do?
Yeah, that's a very, very good and also a very common question, how to get started into real estate investing. First of all, I need to mention that I'm a long-term investor. So I am not on the short-term and like fast money making investor, but I'm always seeing how my portfolio is growing over the years and years. And in this time, with inflation, with all increasing of prices, real estate investing make a lot of sense. Just to say that to everybody outside who is listening to this nice interview. So how to get started? It is homework. It is starting with homework. It sounds a little bit boring, but to get prepared is one of the most important things, because if you're not prepared, outside there could be a deal. You look at the deal and you feel, oh, this is a good deal. Somebody told me it is a good thing. And then you're like very euphoric and you're running and I want this deal. And after buying it, you see your calculation, or your bank will say, sorry, no, this is not a good deal, because you have no compared statistics. So what I'm doing with my mentees is always getting clear on a plan. What do I want, right? And then getting clear of my own financial statement. So everybody of us has income, I hope so, income from business, income from other works, income from real estate investing, or income from funds or ETFs, or whatever. So we have income, and also we have things what we have to buy. So this is the gap. If your income is really, really good and high, and your expenses are really low, you have a big gap. You have a really big gap, and you should do something with this gap. What I would say is make this gap very wide. So then you can have money to invest, money to spend, to get yourself in a nice position. And this is kind of my preparation. So how much money can I invest? How much liquidity do I already have in my bank account? What can I now buy? And if I have all my financial statement ready and I know, okay, now I'm in a good position, I know what I want, I know what I have, then I can go and check deals. Please don't check deals before you have a little bit done your homework. And if you don't want to do it alone, then join Bernie, join me, then we make our homework together, because sometimes that is more fun than alone. That is the first step, but there are a lot of other steps. I think you will ask this.
Okay, cool. So the preparation is key. The preparation, it's awareness, getting awareness of where are you right now, to get an overview of how big is this as you call it gap, how big is my amount that I'm able to put aside, for example, on a monthly basis for investments. And that's a very important thing, to get aware of things, because if you know where you're standing, if you know where you are on the map, for example, you can exactly determine which ways you have to take to reach your goal. And if you are nowhere, you have no clue where you are currently standing in a city, for example, then you just can start walking, but you don't know where you will arrive. So, and that's why it's important to do these calculations. It's also, so we do also some net worth calculations in our programs. That means getting an overview of all the assets you are owning currently, and then seeing your progress. So as you said, Sarah, you're seeing your assets grow, you're long-term oriented investor. So by the time it grows and grows and grows, and you see the numbers going up, and always have an overview of what's there, what's in it for me, what's how much money do I have to available to spend. Very cool.
Right.
Very nice.
And then the next step, if you have this, if you have clarity or awareness, like kind of orientation, then the next step can be that you clear your status when you want to borrow money. So you want to buy a house or a flat or whatever, so a real estate asset you want to buy, and you should leverage it with the money from the bank, so with other people money, OPM, like Robert Kiyosaki always says. So you should go and find money to buy it, a little bit of your own money and a little bit or a lot of money from other sources. And that is the next step. So you should get clear of your own homework, let's say financial statements, because without this first step, nobody will give you money. Sometimes people ask me, hey, Sarah, I have a startup, I have a business. It's really nice. It's kind of a new thing. You should invest in this. I can give you a little bit of my business and you buy it from me, and then it goes bigger. And then I ask for the financial statement. And really, imagine, guess what? People don't have it. They don't have clarity over their own financial situation, or they may not show it because it is bad. And why should I invest in a person or in a startup when it is not having good numbers? I will not give my money, and then the money will go away. Then more money is not the solution. Then more money makes it worse. And the bank is thinking the same. Imagine if you have money and you would give away your money. You want that this money is at least stable, but normally you want that this money improves. This money comes back.
More and more.
Comes back with baby coins. Yeah, you give away coins into the world, and this coin should make baby coins and come back to you. So let's say like this. And if I'm giving away my money and it is not working, it is just killing, then I will not give away. And the bank is thinking the same. That's it. So you can start like this.
Yeah. Okay. And so what would you say? How much money do I need? I mean, is it okay if I have 1,000 euro or maybe 10,000 or 100,000? How much money would you say? With how much money can I start?
Now comes the answer I always hated in school. It depends. It depends. Always my professor, my teachers always say, Sarah, it depends. It depends. I think if you nowadays want to, borrow money from the bank want to have at least 10%, 20%, sometimes 30%. It depends on what? Depends on the risk. So you have to have more money in liquidity. So the bank will ask you for your money, from a little bit liquidity of your own bank account, and then they will give you some money on top of it so that you can leverage. But if the risk is too high, of course, the bank don't want to have your house. A bank is not a selling company for houses. A bank want no risk. A bank want to borrow money, but the bank is not really interested in selling your house if you cannot pay the interest rates of the bank. So sometimes I was also doing or borrowing money 100%. Also, and some flats or some houses I bought, but normally I for myself also like to have a little bit of liquidity inside, because then the house is very fast my own house, and then I have more security in my own portfolio. Because it's the other thing, some people say you don't need any money to go to the bank when you have a good deal. That can be, but what does it show? It shows that your portfolio is only full because you borrowed all the money. My portfolio is also full because I give a little bit, as also my money inside a little bit. So for me, that is kind of more stability. I can stand a little bit stronger, because if something happens and perhaps the rents are going a little bit down and the interest rates are staying like nowadays, and I have to pay, then I have always not, difficult to say, my interest rates are always lower than what I get in from the income. My income is always higher than my expenses, always. And I checked it for the future, long term. It's always higher than the expenses. That is for me kind of, okay, I feel good. My income is higher than my expenses. I feel good. And I have no problem for myself also. Yeah, so say.
Yeah, do you mean your income from the properties? So by renting out, for example, the house to someone else, do you mean this amount that you have as an income there is covering your loan and your interest rate, right?
Right.
So it's
right.
always this
Long-term.
income from the house, by the house, is higher than the expenses for the house.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks for clarifying.
Cool. Yeah, and that is, I think that is really important, because we had that before. If it is not the case, it is like hoping. I hope that my asset will go up in value. I hope. I'm sitting there hoping, and I don't know if you've ever if you have ever have the feeling of hoping. It is kind of sitting there and not being relaxed, but like, oh, I hope. So I don't like this kind of feeling. To hope for something.
I mean, hope is
I like
uncertain.
to trust.
Yeah.
I like to trust. I have the feeling of relaxed and of comfort. And okay, you have to do homework before. Okay, it is perhaps not as fast as other businesses can be, but for me, it is kind of feeling of being relaxed, and that is for me important.
Yes, and I mean, this is giving you a feeling of certainty, and I think hope is a feeling of uncertainty, because you don't know what's happening, you don't know when it's happening, it isn't measurable, so you have no due date or due time where it should take place. That's why it's again really cool if you have awareness of where you're standing, and that you have a plan and you can stick to the plan. That's awesome. Cool. So I again have noted down some interesting questions and topics for the next episodes. And I have no more questions for myself. Anything from your side open?
Just a repetition. Always check that your income is higher than your expenses, and always in your whole portfolio, look at this. Then you can stay safe and cool and relaxed. And that I hope for you and your health and your fun, that this is like this. If no, you know who to ask.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, and what I also noted down, so you need at least, I would say, 10% of the amount that you want to invest for a loan or for mortgage. So if I find a property that is worth 50,000 or 100,000, I need 10% of that amount of money to get started investing. And maybe that's also in terms of different locations. So if you're looking, for example, if you have available just maybe 3,000 euro, then you could go abroad, right? So I mean, like could go to South America because the properties are cheaper there. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's a totally new market. I would not invest in another market because I have no money for this market. I would, how you say, change the idea. I would say, okay, if you have 3,000, then perhaps it's one possibility to find somebody who you can work with, because sometimes I do have a little money and another person have a very nice sovereignty, how you say, what was the word? Solvency. So perhaps one person has liquidity, other has solvency, or one person has time and can check deals and the other person has no time but money. I think you should invest in yourself. That is the best return on invest. So if you have 3,000, you can divide and invest a little bit, buy a starter course, for example, or buy a member fee of a club and get in atmosphere of other people. If you want to invest in a market, you should always know the market. It is not about how much money I do have at the moment. It is about how do I know the market. And if I know the market really nice and really good, I trust myself, I can invest there. But if no, I would say, no, don't do it.
Stay away. And that means in the same way, I would not go to Mexico because I don't know the market there. I don't know anything about the real estate there. So I would never go to another country. Then, for example, in Germany, if you were coming from Germany, you're living there, you know the market there, you know the maybe how lawyers are working, so everyone in how banks are working, everyone involved into the whole process, you know them pretty well. And this is also a very important, thanks for clarifying that as well, very important thing. Know what you're investing in. So never invest in something that you don't know. That's very good advice. So, all right. Thank you for joining in again. So we will have another meeting. Our next meeting is in roughly a month. The exact date will be published. So thanks for joining us again. And Sarah, I wish you an awesome month as well. And see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you, Bernie. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye, Kat. Ching.
Ching.
Please be aware, we are no financial advisors. We do not provide any advice. We only share our experience and our results are not typical. If we mention any stocks, funds and other type of investments, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. Most people are unable to achieve similar results to ours. If you want to achieve similar results, you have to commit yourself to systemize, to learn and to stick to the rules.